My name is Jill, I'm 26 years old, and I have Asperger's syndrome. I run my own business where I do lectures and I inform people about what autism is. My focus is on strengths and also how is it actually living with autism? How does it feel? What does it mean? What sort of consequences does it have in your life? You hear a lot about the negative things with autism, and you don't hear so much about the positive traits. I experience these things. Maybe not everyone who has autism does, but a lot of us do. In my experience, these traits are very, very common. What makes autism a superpower? There's a couple of different things. We can learn how to be social as a skill to take out whenever we need it. Having socializing as a skill means that you can pick it up and you can just activate it and use it whenever you need it. It also means that you can shut it off and you don't have to use it all the time, which lets you interact with very many different kinds of people. I can be extremely sociable. I can also get along very well with introvert people because I don't have that need to do small talk. I am not very good at social interaction because I am very autistic. I've managed to learn all these things that I can now use as a skill to understand what happens in a group. I can understand what people mean when they tell me different things, which I would probably otherwise not be able to pick up on. If you can learn how to utilize the things that you learn because of your special interest, that can be very, very helpful for you. Me, for example, I'm interested in psychology, human behavior, and group dynamics. This makes me a very, very good leader. Aside from these things, we're also usually very, very colorful people. We tend to be fun to be around. If you're interested in the same stuff we're interested in, you're not going to have one boring moment because there's always something to talk about. We can be a little bit awkward socially, but a lot of us have learned to handle it with humor. Like, I make fun of myself a lot. I make fun of situations that would otherwise be really awkward. Everyone's awkward sometimes. I've never done a video about autism in English before. This is really strange. A lot of autistic people have differently functioning executive functions. That means planning, organizing, and executing can be troublesome. This also means that if you're going to live a life and do things yourself and be somewhat independent, there's a couple of things that you need to learn to just do. Me, for an example, I don't have a sense of time. I have no idea if it's been 10 minutes or if I've been babbling away for half an hour. There's no way for me to tell unless someone tells me or I look at a clock. However, since I want to be independent and I want to be able to do stuff, I've learned to be extremely well organized. You will not find a person who's more organized than I am. I run my own business, I have a relationship, I have a big family, I have cats to feed, I have appointments to go to, I have responsibilities that I have to take care of. Sometimes things get a little bit messy. When that happens, I have the capacity to organize things in a way that a neurotypical person could not do. It doesn't matter if I had to spend hours doing it, I make sure that it happens so that my life can go on being this fantastic, awesome roller coaster of happiness and structure. We also tend to see details before we see the big picture. If we put all these details together, we get a more covering idea of the bigger picture because we see all the little details in the big picture. Did you notice that I changed my earrings? An autistic person would have. Being able to pick up on all those details that other people tend to miss out on, combined with the fact that I think in pictures, really gives me an ability that I think is quite unique when it comes to analyzing and structuring information. We also tend to be very, very loyal. I usually tell people that once you get inside my circle, there's no leaving. I stick to people, I stand by people, and I stand up for people. We're also usually very intelligent. We're smart people. We're good at what we do. We learn everything about what we're interested in, and we're good at thinking outside of the box. Not everything has to be solved in the usual way, the most common way. There's always different ways to solve a problem. As a necessity, we have to learn to plan things and to organize things, and it has to be in smart ways. A lot of times things just pile up and you end up with this big mess, and it's not a nice situation to be in. Other people probably wouldn't have the capacity to then take that big pile of messiness and unpleasant things and just organize them into something that actually works in the long run. We're also very pretty. A lot of people would tell me, oh, you can't be autistic, you have friends, or you can't be autistic, you're a girl, or you can't be autistic, you're way too nice. This is why I want to teach people what autism actually is and what it means. Thank you for listening.